is Shelby, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Love for Special Thinkers. So before I get started with this video, I just wanted to start off by saying thank you guys. I recently reached 100 subscribers on this YouTube channel, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to all of my subscribers, and I really appreciate it. So let's get into it. So for today's video, I am going to go over my favorite virtual learning websites and applications. Now this is just a general video, but of course, because I am a special education teacher, all of these apps and websites are SPED friendly. So if you're interested in this video, stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay guys, so the first website that I love using is Google Slides. So I think everybody by now is familiar with Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Forms, all that fun stuff, but there's something about Google Slides that I have fell in love with. Maybe it is just the versatility of Google Slides. So for me personally, I use Google Slides for a gang of things. So the first thing that I use Google Slides for religiously is as a presentation. So I make a Google Slides presentation, and I've shown them in previous videos, probably 3 videos that I've filmed so far, as like a guide for my live lesson. So I have, you know, the kids' virtual schedule, I'll have the activities for the day, I'll have everything linked to what we need to do. So that is the first thing that I use with Google Slides. And the next thing I use with Google Slides, everybody's doing it right now, is your Bitmoji classroom. So you import your Bitmoji and all these fun clickable links and everything into Google Slides, and then you import it into whatever application that your district is using. We're using Canvas, so my Bitmoji classroom is in Canvas. I also use Google Slides to create student schedules, because it makes it, you know, like a card, and then you could save each slide as a JPEG, and you can email them to parents, text them to parents, all that good stuff. And another thing I like for Google Slides is creating interactive lessons and activities for my students. So I have created a book in my Google Slides, just a quick little comprehension book about the first day of school, and I have like embedded, you know, click here and it'll turn the page for them. And then after that, I made up comprehension questions, and so I will link a example right here. And so it has 3 answer choices. If the kids click the wrong answer choice, it'll say X, go back, try again. Or if they got it right, it's like a check mark, and it says, you know, you completed it. I know you can import sounds and audio and all that kind of stuff. I'm still learning, guys, but that is a really cool way to use Google Slides. And also drag and drop activities, interactive drag and drop activities. I have seen a 4th grade teacher, since I am a inclusion resource support teacher, use it for place value. So the students drag and put the correct numbers in a place value chart. And so there's so many different ways that you could use Google Slides, and it's easily embedded into a lot. I know you could easily embed a Google Slide presentation into Canvas, and I think the same for Schoology and of course Google Classroom. So if you're not using Google Slides, get into it, sis, because Google Slides are like amazing. All right, so number 2, my favorite app is Class Dojo. I've been using Class Dojo for years, before we were even virtual. It's just a great way to stay in contact with parents. And then my favorite part of Class Dojo is the points. So you can give students points for participation. And right now during virtual learning, you can give them points for being to your Zoom meeting on time. You can give them points for showing your Zoom expectations. You can of course share screen if you're on Zoom, and they could see their points, and you can do it on your phone. It's easily contacted with parents, so parents can see what's going on. So Class Dojo is just great, so user friendly, and it's so student friendly as well. And I just love the point system about it, and how students can get engaged. All right, so my next favorite application or site for distance learning is Zoom. I think almost everybody uses Zoom. I know some people use Google Meet or Microsoft Teams, but Zoom to me just has so many capabilities that make virtual learning so much more interactive. For example, students can use the annotate feature where, you know, they can circle the correct answer if you're, you know, screen sharing on your screen. Screen sharing is a great application, you know, so look, you could put up your Google slide presentation, you could display your rules, you could display PDFs, you could display a worksheet, you could display so much, and the students can follow along that way. And so screen sharing is a great way. Breakout rooms on Zoom have been a lifesaver, especially for SPED teachers who support students in the general education setting. What I have been doing for the past couple weeks are for my in-class support sessions. I go in and I sit in on class. The teacher teaches, you know, their lesson, and then as she goes on to kind of like let the students do individual work or individual practice, or if they are kind of, you know, answering questions, I'll send her a chat, which is another great feature of Zoom. I'll send her a private chat and I'll say, hey, can you go ahead and put me and my students in a breakout room? And sometimes they're not even just SPED students who she noticed who were struggling, students I've noticed who were struggling. We go in a breakout room and I either reteach that lesson, check for understanding, and that's a great way for me to, you know, kind of get in some data for my IEP goals. The next application that I like is Quizizz. So Quizizz is similar to Kahoot. I like Kahoot as well, that's coming up, but Quizizz is an application where students can kind of take a quiz that you put in. There are multiple quizzes already embedded in the website, so you don't have to create it. You could just search what you're looking for, and other teachers have created it, which is great. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. But what I like about Quizizz is, you know, you could do it on Zoom, you could embed it in your Canvas, you could send them the link and say, hey, take this quiz. But if you're taking it in real time with all the students, they could see, you know, who's scoring the highest, who has the most points. And then you also have the opportunity to see, you know, once your quiz is over, you have the opportunity to see, you know, how many students got a question right, how many students got a question wrong, which is a great data tool, so that when you have your next live lesson, when you are assessing students, you will be able to see what you need to reteach, what they didn't get. Quizzes for comprehension questions, you know, have them read like a short story, and then have the comprehension questions on Quizizz. You could have math facts, word problems on Quizizz, just basic trivia if you want to do just like a fun Friday type of activity, science activity, social studies. You can use Quizizz for everything. The next application that I love is Screen-Cast-O-Matic. Guys, Screen-Cast-O-Matic has been a lifesaver during virtual learning. So I use Screen-Cast-O-Matic for multiple things. So the first thing that I've used Screen-Cast-O-Matic for is recording instructions. So what I'll do is I will record myself logging into their learning platform. I will record myself accessing and accepting their courses in Canvas or whatever the case may be, and I will send that to the students and or the parents in case they're having difficulties logging in. So that's a great way to do it. I also use Screen-Cast-O-Matic to record my instructions or an example for a lesson. So because I am a SPED teacher, I use this a lot to provide accommodation. So I will use Screen-Cast-O-Matic to break down the directions into smaller steps. I'll record myself doing an example, and then I will upload that for that specific student to see before they do their activity for their general education teacher. You can also use Screen-Cast-O-Matic as just an audio recording. So if you want to read a story to students for accommodations, read the verbal directions, you can use Screen-Cast-O-Matic for that. I use Screen-Cast-O-Matic to record certain lessons, and then I upload it into their learning platform so that they can access it later in case they missed it. So my last two apps and websites are apps that I really want to try out for myself, but I have not had the opportunity to just yet. It is on my to-do list for my next week lesson plan to embed these into my course, but I have seen the general education teachers that I support use these, and I took a little training over both. I just have not had the time or the patience to try it out for myself. But those two are FlipGrid and Jamboard. So FlipGrid is where you give students like a question or a topic, and they can record themselves responding to that topic, and then they could see their peers' responses. And it's just really cool, a cool little interactive way for them to continue to interact with their peers even though they're all at home. So FlipGrid is great, and the other one is Jamboard. Jamboard is kind of like a big bulletin board. So, you know, you can pose a question, a topic, and students can put their responses on little sticky notes and post it so you can read it. Peers can read it and respond. And it's also a good way, I was thinking, to check for understanding. So, you know, after a lesson, you know, you want to say, hey, go over to your Jamboard. Here's the link to the Jamboard. Tell me what you think about the lesson. Jamboard and FlipGrid are two applications that I really want to try out, and I plan on trying it out in the next week or so. And so definitely, if I like them for SPED students in particularly, I will be sure to check back in with you guys and let you know. Alright guys, so that was it for this video. That was just a few of my favorite websites and applications for virtual learning. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some tips and some tricks. Comment below what are your favorite apps and websites for virtual learning. I would love to see what you guys are using and what is successful in your classroom. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll check y'all next time. Bye.